Hi, my name is Adrian Donaldson, and I'm the proud owner of Jitterbug Professional Development and Jitterbug Learning Center, which is a family childcare home in North Miami. Today, we're going to be talking about classroom sizes and why it matters. We're going to look at 3 positions, 2 of which I researched, and 1 that's my personal opinion from my experience and my expertise in the field. So let's dive right in, shall we? So classroom sizes have been shifting and changing since the beginning of time. One change can lead to another change, they can lead to another change, they can lead to another change. And all these changes can have a negative and a positive impact on our students and their development. It can also have an impact on the families and parents that we serve, as well as the teachers that do the work. So let's look at our first position. Our first position has to deal with the grade levels of the students. Through my research, I've learned that elementary schools have lower numbers than middle and high schools. I've learned that this is because the younger the student, they believe that it needs to be a more individualized approach. The older the students, the more they rely on social interaction to help them develop and grow. So, from classroomsizesmatter.org, we've learned that in 2002, elementary schools, grade levels, kindergarten to 3rd, had a cap of 18 students. I know from current experience that those classrooms, kindergarten in particular, can have anywhere from 20 to 25 students. And then you have middle schools that can have anywhere from 30 to 32 students. And then when you get into the high school levels, you're looking at about 38 students in a grade. Now in high school, because they do general ed and then you have your specialized classes, most of the general ed classes such as English, writing, science, and social studies have higher numbers than the specialized classes such as childcare, automotives, and the nursing programs. This is because those classrooms are zoned in to those particular subjects and needs to offer a deeper understanding than an English and a math class. Our second position is the makeup of the school and the structure that they operate under. According to edtopia.org, many schools and classrooms have started to departmentalize. That means that teachers, rather than being an expert at 7 different things, that teachers then become an expert of 2 subjects and they switch. So in some schools, a classroom in an elementary school can have 40 students split between 2 teachers. So in the morning, the first set of 20 students go to English, science, English and language arts, and then they switch. The other set of 20 students is in a math and science class. In the afternoon, after lunch, they switch. So the teacher that had the first 20 now has the other set of 20. And the math teacher has the English teacher's first set of 20. So in reality, these teachers are working with 40 students. This has helped many different schools find a better level of numbering. So according to NCES, which is the National Center for Education Statistics, it states that in Florida, when it comes to elementary schools, the average size, which is a self-contained teacher, which is a teacher that teaches all the subjects for those students, have anywhere from has an average of 18.5 students, whereas departmentalized classrooms have 26.5 students. Now, when it comes to the departmentalized, those are doubled. So it's 26 times 2. For secondary schools in Florida, a self-contained teacher would have 25.6 students, whereas a departmentalized teacher would have about 25.4. So there's not a big difference there. High school is the same thing. Self-contained is 14.1, but a departmentalized is 15.7. So the numbers are not too far off for middle and high school. But for elementary teachers, they're looking at double numbers when it comes to the classroom size. They're just not all in there at one time. They switch. So they start with 20 in the morning, and then they have a new set of 20 in the afternoon. This is much different because their teachers specialize in only 2 subjects, and they teach those subjects in the same lesson. When the students learn math, they then can apply that to what they're learning in science. When they're learning language arts, they're able to apply that to what they're learning in social studies. According to Abramson, the founder of higher achievement in schools, has a great impact of the adequate of space. So when it comes to the space, it impacts the child's progression and development in that classroom. The more students in an environment, the less success rate you're looking at, according to these studies. The effects of high density were summarized by Wolfwill and Van Vilt in 1985. It appears as though the consequences of high density conditions that involve either too many children or too little space are in excess of limit levels of stimulation. So when you have more students in an environment, you lose that stimulation and the positive impact that education can have on that child. So it's very, very interesting, and the 2 different positions. The grade level has an impact, and then the space has an impact. The structure of the school, the way they're setting up their classrooms, have a great impact on this child's the classroom size. My personal position is this. I've been working this field for 19 years. I've worked in every classroom setting across this great state, mainly in the Miami-Dade area. I've worked in centers, I worked in family homes, I worked in public, charter, and privatized schools. So I can see the different effects. I currently own a family childcare home. I'm only licensed for 12 students. This allows for more one-on-one with my students. I've seen a great impact on the way my students learn, vocalize themselves, and make their opinions known in the classroom setting. Whereas when I was in a center, I had about 22 children in my classroom, and it was a lot of work to keep track of all of them. So me personally, I can see the value of having smaller classroom sizes. Smaller classroom sizes allow for more individualized, personalized, and a closer connection with our students when it comes to teacher and student relationships. It also allows us to know more about the families because we're able to communicate with them and talk to them on a personal level. I truly appreciate looking up this information because now I know more about classroom sizes and I have a deeper understanding of the different positions. What's your position? Comment and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.